Why I did an ebook on this, and I think they're really important, is because first of all, kids love them and they're considered raw. So again, I'm using the dehydrator, and it's at 105 degrees, which means that food enzymes are preserved. So I went crazy and spent probably a good couple months just making a bunch of recipes because my kid eats them and we eat a lot more greens, and they're crispy and they're delicious, and we can't get enough of them.
What's going on, guys? Mike here. Hello, this is Deanna. We're going to talk about how to make gut bacteria boosting recipes here and talk about kale chips and all kinds of goodies. Reading here. So Deanna, why do you like the curly kale? Got some viewers here. So how are you guys doing today?
Hey!
Hold on, let me make sure you're not in there.
Oh, sorry. I took the rings off because they get kind of messy. Sorry, Mike. I don't do that often.
Okay, so let's talk curly kale, gut bacteria boosting recipes, kale chips. What is up?
Okay. So why I use this instead of the dinosaur kale is because
let's talk about
it holds the sauce a lot better than the dinosaur kale. So that's the only reason I use it.
Sweet.
Sauce. Why I did an ebook on this, and I think they're really important, is because first of all, kids love them and they're considered raw. So again, I'm using the dehydrator, and it's at 105 degrees, which means that food enzymes are preserved. So I went crazy and spent probably a good couple months just making a bunch of recipes because my kid eats them and we eat a lot more greens, and they're crispy and they're delicious, and we can't get enough of them. Let's start with, Mike, you want to follow me over here?
All right.
Sauce. And this is just a basic recipe today, just to keep things simple, but if you have any questions about what I'm doing and why, and or if, I'm adding cashews today, but if you can't have cashews, there's other modifications I can do, just let Mike know, okay? He'll yell at me. So I go ahead and start with the bulky ingredients just to make sure that things blend a lot easier. So what I mean by bulky ingredients is like the cashews, which these are raw cashews, and I soaked these for 30 minutes just to get them soft, okay, and then rinse them well. All chopped up and ready to go. I have a half a cup of olive oil. I have Karam's garlic sauce. This is just a mix of lemon, olive oil, and garlic. Just makes it easier, and I got this at PCC Market in Kirkland. I'm sure you can get it online too. And then I have coconut.
Jimmy. Jimmy likes the barefoot cooking.
Oh, nice. And then coconut aminos. I use these a lot. They're great. And coconut vinegar. I like this rather than apple cider vinegar because it's just a little bit milder. So here you go.
Cool. Let's talk about that. So why soak the nuts, Deanna? And then what are some nut alternative? People are kind of curious about that.
Okay. Well, first of all, seeds. If you can't do the cashews, you can do sunflower seeds and just soak them according to the guidelines to make them soft and also sprout them. And then if you can't do nuts or seeds, just omit them. You don't have to. The cool thing about kale chips and all of these recipes that I do, and even in my book, is that you really can omit a lot of different things in there and they still come out really good, as long as you have the coconut oil in there. You have to have coconut oil because that's what makes it kind of crispy and at the same time a little moist and holds in all the really good stuff. So
love it. Okay, yeah. The bell pepper. What about if people can't do bell peppers and nightshades and stuff?
Just take it out.
Okay.
Just take out the oil. This is for flavor. This is completely just for flavor. I'm just going crazy with one of my favorite recipes. But if you can't do this, maybe add a couple more garlic cloves, an inch of ginger chopped up. The cool thing about the food processor is that it doesn't have to be perfect. You throw it in there. That's how I do things. I'm rushed. I don't have time to be like professionally chopping up things. I'm a thrower-inner. So, that's why I like this recipe so much.
Looking forward to it too, Jimmy. Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So I'm going to go ahead and start with mixing everything up. And I'm going to start with probably my cashews because they take the most time to mix up in the food processor. And for those who don't have a food processor, this is the S-Blade, okay? So this is what I use for mostly everything that I do. And it just mixes up everything nice and smooth.
Did you rinse that, by the way?
I did rinse it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's a new food processor, yeah.
So while Deanna's doing that, I'm going to pour some green tea. I'm going to show you this, guys. Who drinks green tea? Anyone listening drinking green tea? Because we dig tea around these parts. Loaded with polyphenols and good antioxidants and gut bacteria boosting compounds. So Deanna's going to mince these suckers up. Put in the coconut oil. So is that melted or is that just ready to rock?
It's
awesome.
Softened, yeah. It's ready to rock.
Well, Jimmy, it's a new food processor, so I wanted to make sure there wasn't any plastic chemicals.
He always gets me for that kind of thing because sometimes I forget, which is really bad.
Okay, so Beth has a question about using olive oil. Can you use olive oil instead of
Yes, good question. You can use olive oil. I like the taste of coconut oil better. personally. And I think they turn out better too. For some reason, they just come out a little bit crispier with coconut oil, but it depends on your dehydrator, how long you dehydrate them, and the other ingredients that you put in there.
Sweet.
So I personally like the coconut oil.
Right.
So I have my cashews in here, and I have the coconut oil. I'm gonna go ahead and blend. Yeah, I used my other food processor so much that it broke. Can you believe that? I mean, that's pretty ridiculous. So, okay, so blending up. Okay, so it's getting nice and smooth because I did soak the cashews. So look how easy this is blending up.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop it.
So yeah, Jimmy, thanks for the question. So we put in the soaked cashews and the coconut oil. That's what we're blending up. So
I put them in together. Yeah. Okay, so
nice consistency.
Yeah, it's not quite smooth, but it really doesn't matter in this case. It will get there. So I'm going to go ahead and add the red bell pepper. Okay, and I've already chopped it up.
And why red bell pepper?
It just tastes better than the yellow and the orange for some reason. That's just a personal thing, but you can try others.
There's more beta carotene in the orange one.
Yes,
Just in this, but they're more expensive.
They're more expensive.
Expensive.
Real food is expensive. You
Yes. That's why you gotta
know?
go your
Darn
own.
it.
So,
okay, so it's blending up.
So I'm gonna back up so folks can hear that. So Deanna, I mean, this makes a great sauce for like vegetables anyway.
A lot of these kale chip recipes that I've done are really good on zoodles, so spiralized zucchini noodles or spiralized sweet potato noodles or just on kale salad. So they're all really good sauces.
Yeah, Jimmy, great question. So Jimmy asked about, is there an AIP version without peppers? Since we talked about that, you can just show that.
Yeah. So, the AIP version, it's tough because you want to make sure there's things in there that aren't going to, cause food sensitivities for people. So,
right.
Generally, if I'm doing an AIP version, it's like a lot of coconut oil and seasonings. And again, when you have that coconut oil, anything goes. Everything's kind of a bonus. So garlic, ginger, coconut oil, and maybe some sea salt. Done.
Sweet.
So this is not quite AIP, but these are really, really good.
Right.
So another thing too is I'm not a measurer within. I kind of know this recipe pretty well because we do this like once a week. So if you want to know how much exactly I'm putting in here, just shoot out. But this is about like a couple dashes of coconut aminos in here. Okay. So
thanks, Jimmy. Yeah, that's a great tip. I'm sure you agree, Jimmy. It's like instead of being so hard and fast on like how much exact quantities you have, it's really nice for just to kind of explore and experiment and find what folks like. So
exactly. Okay, same thing here, a couple dashes, maybe like half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of coconut vinegar. This takes down the bitterness of the kale. Okay, so either this, you can use fresh lemon juice or apple cider vinegar, but again, my favorite is this. And this is one of my favorite sauces. I'm putting about a tablespoon in here.
That's the crumbs?
Yep, crumbs, and if you can't get it, throw in 3 garlic cloves and maybe a little olive oil. Okay, so pour it in here.
Love it, Jimmy. Yeah, we do the same thing. We call people who don't measure dumb cooks. That's great, Beth. It's awesome.
Or just really pressed for time with a 3-year-old.
Right.
So, okay. Blending. Okay. So, I'm going to taste it. That's what I do. So I just stick a spoon in. It's really good. But I like to put nutritional yeast in there, and I know some people can't do nutritional yeast. The only reason I add it is because it adds a cheesy flavor, and you could put in, like sunflower seeds in there. You just gotta play with that ingredients. But this is kind of a big one for this recipe because it's so if you can do it, then try it. And I'm not gonna measure this. I'm just gonna throw it in, and it's about maybe 1/3 of a cup.
Mm-hmm.
Just put it in here.
Yeah, great question. Who can't do nutritional yeast, Deanna? This is Jimmy asking.
I don't know who exactly can, but just some people have said to me that they have sensitivities, or those who have a lot of buildup of yeast in their bodies.
They have candida, so folks like autism or autoimmunity, certain folks. So you would know, if you're getting like congestion afterwards, or skin issues, or a headache, something along those lines.
Or rash.
That's a great question.
Yeah. Or if you're a woman who gets a lot of UTIs or yeast infections, I wouldn't add it. Maybe just add a little more sea salt to it. Okay, so ready to go. Okay.
So if y'all are wondering what Nezzy's doing, hey Nezzy, you watching Donald Duck? Yeah, she's just hanging out watching Donald Duck. It's a rainy day here in the Northwest. All right, so we're gonna go over here and massage the kale.
Okay.
Absolutely, Jimmy. Looking forward to it as well.
Okay,
It'll be a lot of
so
fun.
some reasons why I have food stuck in my tooth, excuse me.
It's all right.
All right. So some reasons why I massage the kale, okay? First of all, it marinates the kale chips, okay? So I do it for about 3 to 5 minutes. For sake of time, I won't do that. But another reason why I get in there is because it breaks down the bonds. What are those bonds called?
Cellulose bonds.
Yeah, cellulose bonds. So it really helps to better digest the kale, okay? So another good reason to make kale chips versus just eating a raw kale salad, because most of us don't chew 100 times per bite. At least I don't.
You don't?
I really don't. You know, I mean, I find that kind of hard. And so I'm gonna go ahead and just I put it in 2 bowls here. I have 2 heads of curly kale here. We've taken off stems and washed thoroughly.
So Deanna, a question about like the purple curly kale versus this kale.
Oh yeah.
What do you think?
They're both great. I find the purple curly kale is a little softer. I prefer the green.
So Jimmy chews 99 chews per swallow. Is that sufficient?
99. That's just so much, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I read a study recently, Jimmy, it was, the magic number, I think it was 42 bites per swallow, so it's kind of interesting. I don't know how you track that, but
Wow.
yep, just gotta take a couple deep breaths, I guess. We're all good.
Do you want to try that sauce?
Should we get a shot? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good.
Oh my goodness, that is rocking.
Oh yeah, I know. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I took the rings off. I don't do it often. My
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
it's
So
all
I'm gonna
good.
go ahead and massage the kale.
So,
And
Dina,
you're
how
gonna see it
many
shrinks.
How many minutes do you massage?
3 to 5. I mean, not like aggressively, just like maybe while I'm watching.
Like if you're short on time, you just mix it real quick and throw it in there.
Yeah, I mean, you want to make sure it gets in there because, you know, you put all this trouble not to get any of the sauce on the kale.
Right.
But it just sort of, I'm really squeezing in here and just kind of
That's awesome.
getting in there and just really, really not being afraid to just
Get it a little dirty.
squeeze it.
And you can lick your fingers afterwards, right?
And I do.
You can also lick the food processor if you'd like.
And I do that too. Sometimes I just skip 2 though. And I don't always
Thanks for
wash it.
tweeting. That is really cool. Glad you can make it on, Beth. So let's talk about the ebook, Deanna. So I know you have over 30 recipes here, and
Yeah.
some of them are different variations. You even have a chocolate one, which we liked, which was good. So let's talk about that.
Okay, well I have, over 25 or 30 recipes, and I do have a chocolate one, I have a lemon poppy seed one, I have Southwestern, and some smoky kale chips. So there's quite a variety in there. And again, for those who bought the ebook, you can omit a lot of the ingredients. So please just contact me if you have any
There's the
questions.
ebook right there, $12.95 through Sunday night, and then we have some. Those are the early adopters there. So $12.95. If you go to highintensityhealth.com, you can check that out. Over 30 recipes. We're pretty pumped on this one. Got a lot of good reviews.
And
so
some
far.
bonus recipes too. There's an ice cream one. There's a
Yeah,
pecan nut
so
milk
Beth
one.
had a question there. Thanks for the great comments there, by the way, Beth. So a chocolate kale, what are those like? They were good. They were really crunchy, really yummy. So I would recommend that.
I made those mainly because Nezzy likes. Well, we all like chocolate, but
Yeah, raw kale chips made easy, Jimmy. You got it, my man. We'll have to send you a copy.
I'm almost done here. Don't worry. It's just
Yeah, so the chocolate
hardest
one,
part.
I loved it. It was really good. It was a little interesting. I mean, I love chocolate.
it's really good. I mean, there's some banana in there, so chocolate and banana, you can't go wrong, right? Kind of hides that kale taste.
Great question. Okay, if you don't have a dehydrator, what can you do?
Oh man, you just gotta get a dehydrator. I'm
Yeah, I think
sorry,
you
I
gotta
can't
just
butter
bite the
this
bullet.
up. You can't butter it up because this is all about nutrient dense food. I'm not cooking it, and I'm trying to get people to eat more, raw. And when I start trying to modify things and doing the
Hold
whole
on,
oven
quick question,
version.
Deanna, by
Yeah.
Beth again. So
Yeah.
does chocolate cover up the kale taste?
It does. With the
Yeah.
ingredients that I've used, it does, and I've added dates too. So it's definitely not low carb, but your kid will get the kale in there. So, but it's not like a low carb version. Most of them are though in this book.
Yeah, I would say most are definitely
Yeah.
keto friendly.
Keto kale chips,
Hold on,
Jimmy.
a quick question here. I bought a dehydrator, but still haven't used it yet. Yeah, so this is interesting. So go out and get some curly kale. Get those ingredients that were listed below. You can start with the ebook and get some detailed hands-on instructions. But a dehydrator is an amazing way to get more phytonutrient-rich and
Right.
bacteria-producing vegetables in your diet.
And
So-
they're starting to sell them at Costco, I hear. If you're a big Costco person, apparently Costco is selling dehydrators.
Casey, I'm glad you love it. Yes, Jimmy, we love keto kale chips. Faux show.
Keto kale chips. All right. Okay, are we ready for the dehydrator portion?
We're
so
ready.
again, for those intimidated with the dehydrator, I'm going to show
really
you why
simple.
you shouldn't be. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I have my trays here.
Yes, you do, my man.
And I have parchment.
Let's talk about dehydrators because people are commenting and asking.
Okay.
Jimmy, I had a quick question. So,
Yeah.
with the old dehydrator, would one head of kale work, or could you squeeze 2 in there?
You know what I did is I just made the same batch.
Okay, while you're putting those on, I want folks to see the dehydrators.
Okay.
So just put them on real quick.
Yeah, there's
so Jimmy,
2. I have 2.
So this one right here, Dana, it's only about $100, right? This guy right here.
Yeah, this one was like, sorry, this is I have.
So this is the
That's
monster.
my original one, and that's the one I used for like until like maybe 3 months ago for everything,
Yeah.
and then I just bought another one because we make so much of it. I had to get 2.
If you're gonna get one, I think
Go
really
for
just
big.
go for the big dog.
Go for
Because you
big.
can just have it running and it doesn't get so dirty.
Yeah.
It's easier to clean.
And it has a timer on it too.
Right. It's not that much money.
It's a 9 tray. Plus, when you're making kale chips, you can't just put them one after the other in here.
Awesome, Beth, for sharing that. So I guess Grow Your Greens on YouTube. This guy John sells dehydrators as well.
Nice.
So that was
Yeah,
nice,
larger
Beth.
the better. Excalibur is my favorite, and it's the best one for brides in my opinion. So, okay, so laying them down here, you see it's not even. Okay, I'm not placing each one perfectly on here.
So
It's just
Muggy Moo
basically-
uses a dehydrator to make doggy treats, so liver
Oh.
and so forth. So that's awesome, Muggy
I
Moo. So
love
how long
that.
do you do that for? Is it like 24 hours, 18 hours?
We should do
We
that.
should definitely do that. We just feed
Yeah.
our dogs Muggy Moo just raw liver, raw kidneys, raw beef, and lamb heart, and they love it. But we should make dehydrated stuff for them too. So that sounds
I really
cool.
should. I haven't done beef jerky yet. It's kind of next on my
Yeah,
list.
that'd be a great thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of all into the ferments lately.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right.
So Deanna, you have this. Talk about this paper and why do you do this paper?
I do the parchment paper because it just makes it cleaner.
Cleaner. Yes.
Cleaner.
Okay, so Casey says she loves making healthy fruit roll-ups for her kids and beef jerky.
Yeah.
That is
Oh,
awesome.
perfect.
Yeah, we love that too.
So if you already know how to use your dehydrator, this is going to be a cinch for you. It's going to be so easy. So I'm going to wash these hands here before I put them in there.
Okay.
So yeah, I use the parchment because it keeps the dehydrator clean and it keeps the trays clean. And they're just easier to peel off of here.
Okay, so Muggy Moo does the liver treats for 12 hours. Great tip, Muggy
nice.
Moo.
Yeah.
So yeah, stew. It looks like 220. That is parchment paper, so you can get
Parchment
that right
paper.
at any store, right? You know what I mean? We got
Yeah,
that.
anywhere. Yep.
Sweet.
Okay, so my dehydrator is set at 105 Fahrenheit. Okay. I'm gonna place these in, and they're gonna. What time is it now? It's 4 to 5 here, so I'll leave these in until probably tomorrow morning, and I won't have to do a thing. And they'll be ready to go, and I'm sure we'll eat them within like an hour.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So
it's good and bad.
You want to get
I wanna
a
zoom
shot
in
of
and-
this? Yeah, because
yeah.
this is the reason why you really need to get a large dehydrator.
They're so
Because
big.
you can't, the kale chips sit so high that you can't put them one after another, or else they're just gonna take them all off. So I pretty much put like a
Hold on,
maximum.
I want to hold it under the light
Oh.
and show people how
beautiful they are.
nutritious these guys are right here.
Get our mess in the background too.
It's all good. Yeah, we have a lot of books. This is where
That's
we work
kinda
in
how
the
we roll.
kitchen.
That's right.
So a question's coming in from Casey. Would these work in the oven? Or Casey, I didn't see that. It kind of went away. The microwave. It will work in the oven. So this is the oven that we like to use. It's full gas.
Like lowest temperature,
Yeah,
door
it's
open,
gonna get
a little,
dry.
a little risky, drier, not quite the same. But yeah, this again, it'll work. It's completely different taste when you use dehydrators. So that's why I just try not to encourage the oven. It's like a kitchen tool, right? So it's like a food processor, your Vitamix, your blender.
So Jimmy has a great recommendation to do a scope in the morning and show us eating them. That is an awesome idea,
yeah.
Jimmy, and we would
Yeah.
definitely do that.
Show us like inhaling them.
So
actually.
again, folks, this is the ebook, over 30 recipes that you can learn how to make amazing kale chips right from your own kitchen for only $12.95. So this is the ebook. I think it's 38 pages. So someone just said try these in the oven or microwave. Yeah, so definitely not microwave. You can try them in the oven, but definitely would recommend getting the dehydrator, just biting the bullet. So Jimmy, Casey, Muggy Moo, really appreciate all you guys coming on. This is a lot of fun. So
Thank you.
Thanks for the hearts, thanks for the love, and hope you all have a great Saturday.
Yeah, take
really
care.
appreciate you tuning in, and we'll show you the final product tomorrow morning. Have a good one. Bye, Nezzy. Say bye, Nezzy.
Bye. Ready?